Hey guys, how we going?
Good, Petey.
How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Bloody hot.
Welcome to this week's guest, part of the Providence team. I tried to get the other half on, but
He works.
works, got kids. Yeah, it was a little bit hard to work out. So, but he was happy to pass the baton on to you. So
That's all right.
I think he does that for a lot of things.
Yeah, he cruises along.
That's Bluey for you.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, so apparently you got something you want to announce or something.
For you betters,
Oh,
our
better.
gracious host here has his horse trialing tomorrow
Oh.
at Scone.
There we go.
So keep an eye on that, fellas. Check for you.
Can't back him in a trial.
No, but we can't.
Yeah, but the gracious host has got a horse. So he's
Where's it? It's going.
yeah, Scone. After the races tomorrow, it's about 5:50, I think it's on.
Yeah.
So
Right.
how long has this been?
Oh, seven.
I've
Red-
been in and out of work a bit.
Yeah, the
Well,
range trainers get
3-year-old now.
Yeah.
So
It's going all right, though, so we'll see. He said trial it, and then we'll give
Well,
it 2 weeks.
if you listen to what they said, he's cut back to what 25 horses or something, and she made the cut.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, that's all right then.
Must be
She
doing
must
something.
have some sort of opinion of it. So
Yeah,
That's why it's
half
been right.
decent if it's still in the stable, isn't it?
yeah,
Well, that's an important statement
Especially-
in itself.
especially as an unraised 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So
Well, he relates it similar to the Melody,
yeah.
so and it's won a couple in Brisbane.
Yeah.
So he said it's got the same ability. So see how it goes.
So there it goes.
Something for all you betters. Get up
Okay.
the gracious host and keep an eye on that one.
Hey mate, did you have a haircut and a beard trim before you come for the
Yes, mate.
appearance on the show, mate?
No, I get it once every 5 weeks, but
Okay.
I've got my days off.
Oh, so
I'm at the
Yeah.
point where I can't cut my hair anymore.
Yeah.
So,
so what are you actually back at work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's hot too. I was out at Emerald the other day and it was 39 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, that's brutal.
And I was
Okay.
walking around putting the handbrakes on a train. Oof, it was hot.
Yep,
And then,
right,
mate,
fair
all
enough.
the air cons didn't work.
Oh,
That was even
God.
better.
Shit. Yeah, right.
Try and sleep with no air cons.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yep. But no, that's the only announcement I had. So,
Okay.
so get up the host whenever you see him. So, how's that horse going?
You didn't even tell them the name.
What's up to you? Your horse.
We'll let you know when it's run. Just in case the trial goes badly.
Well, the last 2 trials have been really good. So,
Yeah, that's it.
haven't pushed it, just let her run, and she's run really well. So, we'll see what happens.
That's it. I know I asked if we wanted to talk NFL, and given our co-host has bought his nice little blue and white
Yeah,
shirt,
see that shit? See how old that thing is?
it's refereeing.
Mate,
Hang on, which one are we talking? Local or
as I said on the
on the chat?
Kicking with the Crew, it's a Colts podcast, just the fans. I agree with the Colts. They were
I thought they were the right.
They were
call.
penalties, no doubt about it. I mean, penalties cost us the game. It's cost games before.
Like,
It's going to continue.
I've seen worse pass interference calls that were uncatchable
Mm.
than what that last one was.
Yeah, well, that's it.
And the one before it was definitely illegal contact.
Hmm.
It wasn't much, but he still grabbed
No,
him.
well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
They
it.
did
But
well
you know.
this year too, though. After
Just-
first time back watching it and like just watching the actual calls,
well, I
they
read.
get away with a lot. Like,
Oh.
and honestly, like
Well,
there's a couple in that this week was
that the one with the illegal contact in the end zone was magnified so much because of what happened on the other end of the play.
yeah,
Yeah.
It was a strip sack, Colts ball, game over.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
A couple of them are a bit. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't watched the NFL for 2 or 3
I
years.
must admit that I actually got excited when they did strip sack it, but
Yeah.
that was quickly deflated. It was like,
I
Okay.
thought the team that got screwed over the worst was the Rams. There was I can't remember if it was pass interference or illegal contact. It was one of the two, and he barely made any contact with the receiver.
Mm.
The problem was the
Mm.
ball went one way, the defender went one way and the receiver went the other way, and they all missed.
Yeah.
And then Kenny Pickett's 4th and 1 sneak, it wasn't close.
No, definitely not.
It was terrible. That is one of the poorest. Surely they can implement something where when it's such an outrageous call, you can the booth can jump in and say, "Hey, wasn't even close. Overturn it," because it was right on the 2-minute warning. So they can't.
No,
can't say,
it wasn't actually.
no. But it was just before the
It was
2-minute warning.
yeah,
So they went to ad breaks. They went.
yeah. Oh, yeah. They could have looked
They
at
had
it. Yeah.
10 minutes worth of ads where they could have looked at it.
Can't they do to
Yeah,
review
true.
them upstairs like in NFL like they do in
No.
NRL?
Because the Rams were out of timeouts. They couldn't
Yeah.
challenge.
Okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't after the 2-minute warning. So New York doesn't step in to have a look at it. So,
Because I wonder if they do the same like in NFL, or NRL, sorry, they can do that from the sidelines of the booth.
But how well does that bunker work for the league, rugby league?
it's better off not talking about it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right.
mate.
Yes. There you go.
Now let's keep going with NFL for 5.
Yeah.
How does the Philadelphia Eagles not have one single penalty in 60 minutes of football?
There was. I don't even need to rewatch the game, and I know there was one easily. There was a ball thrown up to the sideline. I can't remember what the receiver was. The defender grabs the face mask of the receiver.
Yeah.
Take your pick, call it a face mask, call it pass interference, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's also a few holding calls that were just blatantly missed by the referee, and that there was one. Who's 65 for? Is it Lane Johnson?
No, he's injured, isn't he?
I don't know, but they've got their arm absolutely just wrapped around the front.
Yeah. That was a rookie though, wasn't it?
I don't know, mate. It was 65 anyway.
Just
So
held him and there was no, like,
Yeah.
mate should have got through and got him, but he just. No
yeah,
chance.
well that's it. But how do you do it? How do you keep your flag in the pocket?
Getting pinged for jumping too early, because that's his normal stance. Is that from the Packers or is that from the KC? They pinged him about 5 times.
No,
not sure.
he wasn't jumping early. He was lined up too far in the backfield.
Because
So
they reckon it was because he's got that quick step and yeah, that's what.
That was the KC tackle.
Yeah,
Right tackle. Yeah.
John Taylor.
Yeah, because I thought, what the hell?
No.
He's got that first step.
They're only allowed to be a certain distance from the hip of the center.
Yeah, but they dished him about 5 times for that.
Yeah, it's
By
'cause he was way too
rule,
deep.
the linesman's head has to be
at the hip,
in
or something.
line with the hip of the
Right.
centre.
I just saw that as an article and thought, well, that's a bit weird.
If he's any further back than that, the
Yeah,
line,
but even then,
line
like they said,
judge will
because
pick
it's
that
almost
up.
like they're pinning for false starts as well, because he was a quick step straight back, and because he's so far back, as you said, it seems like he's got that.
He was getting
projection.
a jump on a few of the plays there. I was
Well, I
watching
only
the
saw that
KC
'cause of
game.
Pete's comment saying Kelsey's got 50 already. I was at work and couldn't see it.
But I don't want to talk about that. I have a hard time standing Kansas City as it is.
Yes.
I don't mind them at the moment. They're helping me.
Up Kansas City, up your blurter.
Hey, where's me $20 too?
Might as well. You might as well pay up.
Season's not over yet,
Yeah.
jackass.
Sorry, Pete.
You know, you've almost got to go undefeated to beat him.
Hey, that's a possibility.
Could be.
Hey,
It's going to hurt these next couple of weeks. Well, I hope it's going to hurt.
I'm sure we all know Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a chance.
It is going to hurt the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players getting injured. A lot of players questionable. I'm looking at all the rosters.
Yeah.
And it's
Everyone's suffering.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, well, not as much as
Right.
Carolina. Jesus. Aren't they hurting in the linebackers core? I looked in their depth charts today. They got IR, doubtful,
Oh,
questionable.
they've had a heap of
IR.
injuries at linebacker.
Yeah, they got about 4, I think, on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's
Yep.
talk fantasy games. What was it?
7.
Week 7. Week 7.
Week
Recap.
7 already.
All right.
I want to say something too.
Oh.
And like we talked about, fucking bye weeks suck.
Yeah.
How can you have not a bye week in
No.
week 8?
I don't get how they can have 6 teams off one week, no teams off this week.
And how did they do it with week? Did you say week 12?
So
No bye weeks as well?
I knew there was no bye weeks in week 12 because they want everyone playing Thanksgiving Day weekend.
Oh yeah. I understand.
But there's weeks with 2 teams off. There's weeks with 6 teams off.
How do they work it out?
Well, I don't. Last time I checked, I don't think the NFL cares about fantasy football. So
No.
with a
That's
dart
about-
with a dartboard that's got 1 to 6, and that's the teams they pick for.
I thought it might have come down to who's got the most money and who pays them the most.
That's how
they
they
could
pick it.
easily push it back before, like, scramble them all in before week 11. By
May
week
not always
11.
be a bad thing either. With someone with niggling injuries,
Yeah.
can't help with bye weeks.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, I just asked that one as well.
But that's it. Unfortunately, you only get 1 bye week, so it's not going to help you
No.
if you've got a big injury.
Yeah,
All right.
I know.
Game of the week last week. Canton Bulldogs up against the Buffalo All-Americans.
Okay, what happened? You were going really well.
I was.
He went pretty well.
Just a
Would have
couple of-
beaten
You would have beat everybody else.
7
I
other
think.
teams. No, not everyone.
Oh well, mostly.
But Jakey just had a little bit too much firepower. Funnily enough, it was probably a couple of Colts that bury you.
It was. Those 3 Colts that he has on the roster had about 114 points.
Has he got a
No, it
third
was-
one, has he? Oh, yeah, I see.
And it was like, you're kidding. Yeah, Pittman, Moore, and Blackman.
Kenny Moore and Julian Blackman were the 2 that hurt you.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can't really, that's 477 to 500. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
And across the board, apart from the punter and kicker, he had pretty good scores.
Well, that's it.
You
That's it.
can't do much about that.
And that's all I've always wanted was just consistency.
Like
With-
just looking through your actual team, and yeah, everything's got a pretty good spread. So there's not really much more you could have done.
after the Thursday game, I don't think you ever led again.
No.
You got close, but yeah,
Mm.
just off.
And then but Jake had some really good point scorers.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
50 odd and 40
Yeah,
odd
that's right.
from 2
Yeah,
corners. Like Jesus.
Kenny Moore's 51's a pretty good score for a cornerback.
Corner, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And Darren Waller showed some signs of life for him. So,
yeah, he was on fire, Kenny
How
Moore.
old's
He,
Aaron Donald?
Huh?
How old's Aaron Donald?
early 30s.
not as old as us.
Seems like
No.
he's been around a long time though. Like looking
No,
at
no.
it, but
No, but 31 or something.
he's
Right.
the only real bad, like not bad, well, single digit
32.
player.
There you go, 32.
So he was the only one that was single. Oh no, he had a cornerback too.
No, defensive tackles are hit and miss.
But the funny part is, though, you look at his bench too, and they just went off their tits as well. So there's not really much more you could say.
So much for this family-friendly YouTube channel.
Look,
Oh, it's a
at the end,
statement.
No, it's
no,
just
it's not actually. No,
Not-
it's not family friendly. I
Okay,
actually
so-
say not for kids.
Yeah. It's
That way-
15 plus.
That way I can drop a few F bombs.
You were doing it last
Well, there we
week.
go then.
I've actually made a conscious effort trying not to.
Yeah, I was just listening. It's just general conversation, but
Well, it depends on how bad the comment coming at me is.
yeah. Make it 15 plus. It's all good.
Uh,
All right, but yeah, that was
But-
a good game actually. Like you couldn't ask for a better game.
well, both teams were pretty close to 84% efficiency. That's
Yeah, well, I thought I was in the hunt there for a bit until you got
It's
a few
not.
players, and then
a bit like your season so far.
But it's just hit and miss this year. Like honestly, there's some players that should be scoring the points they are.
yeah,
And
right.
there's some players that
Smart
should be
asses.
scoring
Yeah,
points aren't. That's the hard part. Like I think I left 2 players on the bench last week that scored 30 odd points each, or 40 odd points. So
Well, oddly enough, we're next on the list.
are we?
Providence Steamrollers up against the Staten Island Starblins.
Well, only one because of 2 good players.
Yeah, they happily sniped both of them.
Yeah. The rest of it was pretty. Yeah, that's a big score for a tight end.
Oh,
I didn't realise he had that
ridiculous.
many points.
52 fucking points at halftime.
Yeah, I was at work, and when I saw that, I thought I'll have to try and get in here and have a look.
I was sitting there looking at it thinking he's going to score fucking 100 points here.
he's not shagging Taylor Swift enough.
Well,
He's got
But-
too much energy.
Wow.
Clearly, she needs to drain him a bit more anyway.
Yeah, but like he
Um,
hasn't been overly. Like, he's been
Mahomes,
consistent, but
Mahomes probably had his first really good game for the season. He's been pretty disappointing actually. Like good, but
yeah,
not dominant.
it's like a lot of my defensive players. They're not hitting yet. I wish they would, but
Well, team's not at the moment.
yeah, it only takes that 1 week and everybody bounces. So unfortunately,
So when my kicker's nearly my highest scorer
yeah,
for
but
the
we
week.
had some good players in that last games, like Hunter, and that went well.
Yeah, that was solid.
Like there's some good points with them. I thought, oh, geez, he's kicked in with a few points.
The one that pissed me off was Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that was a bit hard to take.
And apparently, it looks like the Falcons might get a fine out of it
For not, yeah.
for not
So they
giving him some sort of injury designation.
Well, I had the same drama with trying to work out whether McCaffrey was going to play.
Happened, I think it was 2019 to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger was injured, but they didn't put him on the injury list.
Yeah.
So I think Tomlin got a $25,000 fine, and the Steelers got a $75,000 fine. See, the problem is because the NFL is so in bed with all the betting companies now, and how much they're pushing this, every single bit of information that's available has to be made public.
But when I read that statement from you about Bijan, I went, really?
Played 11 snaps.
Yeah.
He come back.
Yeah, he played 11. He was in and out.
Yeah.
Then he carried the ball once for 3 yards, and that was it. And that was pretty late.
That makes it hard too. Like I was umming and ahhing about McCaffrey. I didn't know if he was going to play. Is he going to actually be on the team? And it being the last game, it's
pretty hard not to play him.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. But if he didn't play, it would have been up shit creek.
Yeah.
He did score some points in the end, but it would have been
If I'd known Bijan was out, I probably would have put in.
Probably would have started another receiver.
Yeah, either a receiver, possibly Jerry Jeudy, or maybe David and Joko. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
But like being that
he
Monday
had
night
a good
game, it's
game.
hard too because you started.
The Joku had a good game.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part about the Monday night game.
Yeah.
If they're questionable, it's like, well, what do I do?
Yeah, no.
You just have to start them and just hope for the best.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Game, man. Deserved win.
Oh.
Hit about 85% efficiency. So.
Yeah.
And I was just over 77.5. So.
Like I said, it only takes a few plays here and there, and
Yep.
So it changes the whole game.
That's it. All right. The Bears against the Pros. I think Matty's probably starting to think like he's getting done over by a pro. Actually.
But he had consistent scores looking at him across the board.
Oh, just solid, man.
But just no big scores.
Well, he had a big week from Deontay Foreman. 40 points out of running backs, pretty good week.
But all his corners and safeties got 20 plus.
I wanted to pick up Foreman, but I couldn't open up a roster spot. So.
Well, it's funny though because normally it's Joey's defense that's kicking him in, but it was his offense this week.
Right. Joey's whole team's
solid,
flying at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, like last week it was his defense that had big figures. This week it's the offense.
So.
But he's consistent across the board. So
big win.
Yeah.
Easy win. Both teams close to 90%. So.
You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, Joey's been flying for weeks now.
Yeah, I've got a little segment coming up, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah, you just keep your comments to yourself, Joey.
I haven't got comments. I've got facts.
Well, there you go.
All right, Saints Dolphins. Jared.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not firing.
No, I don't know what he can do actually. To be honest,
well, if you look at it, the tips from last week, the average tip was 5.
Yeah, 5 tips. Yeah.
So you show me that. To me, that means that good teams didn't fire.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple.
And 6 bye weeks don't help.
Yeah, but I mean, like everybody's been getting around 9, 10, 11 in the tipping comps.
Yep.
And then when you get 5,
Yeah.
that's got to say something about the teams.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. And
I
then
think
if you
6
get
was the
that,
highest, wasn't
yeah, that's what I mean.
Mm.
And if you're getting that, then some teams just aren't firing. So you talk about people losing money. Whew, wonder how much that hurt.
Spirit's team just keeps ticking over.
it? Yeah, he does. Nothing spectacular, but just
Just gets the wins.
He's possibly going a little bit better than people think. Actually,
Mhm.
I was a bit surprised, but
Consistence.
right, that Miles Garrett had a huge week. It was
Oh, you can't argue that. 60 points out of a
Oh.
defensive end.
his game was ridiculous.
No. But that's
Was.
big points for a
That,
DE.
that block field goal,
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see many of the games because I was
he
at work.
just about caught the ball
Eddie jump over from a standing start
over the top of the line.
over the top of the line. And
He
it
did-
was like, and he cleared it with,
Yeah.
with ease. It was like, you're kidding me.
and
Seen a
he
few
dead set
people do
nearly
that.
caught the kick.
Yeah, I'm sitting on there watching. It was like, yeah, fuck.
But I'd be surprised if you see another DE with a score like that for the rest of the year.
Oh no, they will.
You
They
reckon?
do. They have.
Yeah, but DE's hard, like DT. They're hard to get
Well,
big points compared to
bloody-
safeties and corners.
He's got bloody Nick Chubb on his bench scoring nearly 44.
Yeah,
So,
well,
59. That's Daniel Hunter's done that.
Yeah, no.
So yeah,
They can have games like that.
Oh, yeah, Max had one last year that was massively, wasn't it?
He's a chance because he plays nearly every damn snap. So
I'm still going to give you a head around the points about when you get for a loss and
Yep.
stuff like that. So
both
Doesn't think-
teams close to 80%, one over, one just under. So
Yeah.
pretty easy margin of victory. So
Just on that, I was just looking at his roster here. He had Brett Maher, who's been released.
yeah, he's gone now.
He missed 4 field goals in the game or something.
3 or 4.
Mm,
He cost the Rams a win.
yep.
I thought the Rams were the better team in that game too. Just quietly. Eagles Packers. Paddy's team had a week off. Apparently there was a
Pretty-
couple of us on the
that's-
bus with him.
Yeah,
But
that's what I say about the teams that with the picking the like the average score for 5.
Paddy's got he must have had a bunch of buys because
Yeah.
there's zeros
Well, didn't he say
all over the
was
joint
that
on the
you,
bench.
dude, that said who said they had to pick up about 5 or 6 because of buys off the waivers?
Well, last week.
Yeah,
But,
who was that? Somebody
no,
said that.
Don't
That
know
just
what
said,
me, mate.
No,
They
not
made
sure.
a comment of it about it, and I thought, yeah, well, that was me in week 5.
Yeah.
So,
Look, buys and injuries are a part of fantasy football.
unfortunately,
Always will be.
injuries are getting more and more. They're
Yeah,
getting,
Definitely.
yeah, they're costing a lot now.
That's it, eh? They could be hitting harder and
Yeah, but the depth
You
is
know.
not there either. Like, they're all getting hurt before they come into the roster, and now all of a sudden it's,
Robbie's
just getting
Robbie-
more and more.
Robbie's just ticking along. Just
Yeah.
managed to grab a couple of wins here and there. So
yeah, well that's it, isn't it? You keep winning.
Doing
He's
a couple of
now-
big points from
at
his
least
team as well.
if you can win your head to head.
Yeah, well
that
that's
keeps you.
you guaranteed one of them. So
He'd be happy though. His Philly team's kicking in for him. So
Yeah.
wow, when they don't
when they're
they
getting 40 points, that's a
when they don't have a penalty all game, mate.
yeah. Well, let's not go there.
All right, Davo, what you got, mate?
No, haven't got the doctor's report yet.
Mate?
Haven't got the doctor's report yet.
Oh,
But
Crap.
no, I do have a
is it crabs?
no, I do have a couple little things. Something was mentioned on the chat there a week or two ago. I don't know who it
There's
was.
a lot of stuff that gets mentioned on the chat.
Yeah,
yeah.
something about whether I've still got any players left on my roster from draft night.
Sadly, I think the bottom culprit might have been the person that bought it
Yeah, I
up.
think it was too,
I didn't say anything.
Mr. Jared.
No.
Mm.
All right.
It's
Go
always,
for it,
it's always got to be someone like that.
Yeah.
Either that Cloud or Joey. They're
Well-
both peas. They're both peas in a pot.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've done a little diving into the current rosters. I've just done it as of how they are in the thing. We've come up with total players left on their roster. I've got active players that are on there now, then your IR players and your taxi squads.
Yep.
So I've come out with Pete. He's got 32 players left on his roster
Out of 50.
out of 50. He's got 27 of them active, 3 on IR, 2 on taxi, which is fair enough. Joey, he's got 41, which is not quite the highest, but
That's fair enough.
he's got 36 active. He's got 4 of them on IR, and he's got 1 on taxi.
Yep.
Buffalo All-Americans. I got 28 on my roster out of the 50. I got 25 of them active. I have 3 of them on IR, and I've got none on taxi. So I've been making plays to try and get this team better. So there's guys cruising there that have still got players on their roster from draft night, and others don't. So
Yep.
Providence, they've got 39 on their roster.
Yep.
35 active, 2 on IR and taxi.
Yeah.
Canton Bulldogs, these are the ones with the most. They got 44 players that are still on their roster from draft night.
Is it possibly because Jake's been a little bit preoccupied?
Oh, well, that too. That too.
We all know how much of an issue that can cause.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
I've got something to say about that too. He's a sniper. I've tried to get 2 players now in the waivers, and he picked me both times.
Yeah, well, that's it.
That's why he's still got 44.
That's what you get for leading the league, mate.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, yeah, he's got 44 still on his roster. He got 39 active. 3 of those are on IR and 2 of his taxi squad.
Yep.
Old Paddy. Surprise, surprise. He's actually still got 39 players on his roster.
I'm surprised
From
it wasn't
draft.
50.
Yep.
Well, actually, I got to ask,
Mm.
how many of them actually got bye weeks? They've had bye weeks like we've had, like I've had.
No, we've all been affected.
No,
by
that's
the
what I meant.
This
Like, a
ain't
lot of
your
mine.
segment.
virus.
Come on.
Matt had 15 buys last week.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah,
like,
Paddy's still got 36
Yep.
active, and 3 of those are on IR. And like me, he's got none on taxi.
He has got a taxi though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
taxi, but I just swapped and changed,
That's
and
it.
so does he,
that's the
obviously.
rookies, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Chicago Bears, they've got 33 with
Yep.
30 active,
Yep.
1 on reserve,
Yep.
and 2 taxi.
Yep.
And you got Jared, Miami Dolphins. He got worse than me. From somebody comments that, have I got any players left? He's got 27 of them.
There you
24 active, 1 on IR, and 2 on taxi.
go. So Jared,
So that's the pot calling a kettle black, isn't it, really?
probably want to get some facts straight, mate.
It's all right, mate. I won't hold it against you until next week. Robbie's Philadelphia Eagles. They've actually got 37 left on his roster. 32 active, 3 on IR, and 2 for taxi.
Robbie doesn't tend to smash the waiver wire
No.
too madly. So
And we've got Spirits New Orleans.
Yep.
40 left of his draft. 33 of those active. He got 5 on IR, which is the most of any of us,
Yeah.
and 2 on taxi.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just thought I'd clear that up.
Clarify some facts.
Yeah. Someone's throwing a bit of shit around and
yeah.
Oh.
Well, I've decided to go through and do a bit of a mid-season review.
I didn't realise we were halfway, so yeah.
Week 7.
Yeah.
It's a 14-week
Didn't think it
regular
was that
season.
far in.
So
Good. Time flies when having fun.
I've rated them. I'm not going to read them out in order. I'm reading them out in order of standings right now. So, Providence, 12-2, scored 3,026.61 points on the season. Currently second overall in scoring. They started the season off pretty hot. Probably cooled off a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Although not a bad week last week. Could very easily have been 14-0 if not for a roster
Miscalculation.
lineup submission error.
Mm. Still
Um,
learning the rules.
had some niggly little injuries.
Mm.
Kelsey early on, but didn't miss any time really. Butter Baker's probably the only guy that you've had that missed time. Actually went to IR.
The first week back last week, he scored 20.
Back now, so definitely
That's 6
definitely worth
tackles.
promoting.
Yeah.
It's probably hard to knock the team for what they've done from coming back as a longer hiatus away from fantasy football that they had.
It's got to be 8 years.
Yeah, fair bit.
So,
But yeah, it's definitely been a successful trip back into it.
it's fun too.
Overall depth is possibly a little
Yeah,
concern.
it is. It's getting harder and harder.
You
Thanks to.
You can piss back
Canton.
off next year too.
But I'd
Yeah.
say probably still one of the main Titan Bowl title contenders. Giving them an overall rating of 9.5 out of 10 for the season so far. This takes into consideration roster construction and obviously how the team's going.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mate,
It's going to get harder, I think, if you get
is that a
injuries.
half-point deduction for the
Management.
mismanagement on the other week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Bad.
and I just think the other team's going better.
Yeah.
So,
There's one that I have no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can see it.
so Akron Pros,
Mm.
11-3, scored 3,104.49 points this season. Pretty clear number one right now in
Yeah.
point scoring.
Yeah.
Started the season out pretty slowly. Was 1-3 through the first 2 weeks. Had some pretty significant injuries too. Losing J.K. Dobbins, Nick Chubb, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Mm.
All would have been
He was scoring
pretty.
big points at the start.
They all will.
Yeah.
But he's managed to have a few other guys step up and take the slack, and a couple of guys that I think are overachieving right now on
Yeah.
where they are or what they are. Cameron Bynum, who's having a huge season, and Adam Thielen's scoring at a rate he hasn't done for about 5 years.
I think they've
Yeah,
surpassed
definitely.
their actual stats for the year already, haven't they? When you look at what they were programmed to get for the year.
So since week 2, he's gone on a 10-0 record
Mm.
on all play. So this is
Yep.
to play against every single matchup for those weeks. He's 37-8 over that period. Currently, he's averaging in that same 5-week period 467.39 points per game. That doesn't lose.
No,
Doesn't lose too many
no.
games. So
It takes a special week to beat that.
yep.
So
Personally, I don't believe the team's the best team in the league on paper, but
let's get some good results. So
they're performing way above
yeah, what they should be.
where I think they are.
In my opinion, I agree.
And for right now, I've got them a red-hot favourite to win the title,
Yeah.
and overall rating 10 out of 10.
Stats wise, it's proven. So
Yep.
you can't argue with that.
Any thoughts?
No, mate, that's pretty accurate. He has been red hot.
But
Yeah.
the worst part is it doesn't matter whether it's his starters or his reserves. They seem to go really well. So
Well, seriously kicked my ass there a few weeks ago.
I mean,
Like,
even like you look at it, we talk about points on the bench. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, definitely.
And it doesn't matter where he starts them or not. They seem to be just firing.
So over the last 5 weeks, he's outscored everyone by a minimum of 33 per game, and against almost everyone else, there's only one team in that 33 bracket. Everyone else is at least 41 points a game behind. So, Spirit just ticking along.
Yeah,
New Orleans
it's surprising.
Saints 10-4.
I I tipped him to win the comp.
2,922.57. So 4th overall in scoring.
Yep.
There's 3 teams really close together in scoring. Records are drastically different.
Yeah, 3,000 points, isn't it?
Just under.
Yeah.
80 points under.
Yeah.
About 100 points behind you guys.
Yeah.
So he's had a pretty quiet, sneaky sort of start to the season. Been a number of close finishes and finished on both sides of the ledger in those games. Probably the most consistent scoring team in the league so far. Even the weeks when he went under 400 points, it was under by about 5 points or something.
He's averaging
it was
about
close.
405 every week, isn't he? Like if you average it
Yeah.
out. So.
He's had a couple of injuries. Probably the only one that's really significant is Matt Milano. Lost him for the whole season. So the only thing that worries me with Spirit's team, it hasn't shown the ability to crack 450 yet. And in high scoring games, which they could turn into in the playoffs or leading up to the playoffs, that could cause an issue. I think the team has the ability to do it because he's strong in a couple of positions that can put up big points. But right now it hasn't done it. But at the end of the day, if you're consistent week to week, put up a solid score every week, you're likely going to win at least one game if you don't win both games. And at 10-4 at the midpoint, it's going to be pretty hard to see him not make the playoffs.
Oh,
the
definitely,
Titan Mail playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got him as one of the key contenders still for the title. And I've given him an 8 out of 10. Just that high end scoring could come back to bite him.
Well, I think Spirit's got the same trouble as me. The depth is woeful.
He's not too bad with depth.
Mine is like depth wise. If I get an injury or two, I'm going to be screwed. Oh, man.
Like your team's built on three big name players on offense. So
well, you got to add Stefan Diggs.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah, and
but
he's
3
off his sticks.
3
well.
again.
Sorry.
All right. So we got Jakey coming in next. Canton Bulldogs.
He's starting to pick up.
His team's going well.
Yeah.
So currently 9-5. Scored 2,926.67 points for the season. 3rd overall in scoring. He benefited early on, grabbing a couple of cheap wins against low-scoring teams, and those low-scoring wins are absolute gold in these leagues. In this league.
Definitely, mate. Yeah.
If you can pinch a win when your team doesn't necessarily fire as well as you'd like it to have done, it's just a huge difference.
What were those wins? They were like 350 points or something like that. 300 and something.
Yeah, 3. I don't know. I haven't got it written down.
So. Back
no.
through Jake's points for the start of the year, they weren't great.
I think you got about 2 or 3 low scoring wins that really boosted him. And then the thing is, that's why your team's struggling. So as your team starts to get a bit of momentum and starts to play better, all of a sudden you're taking home 2 wins instead of the 1, and going to be real hard to beat. So, visitor. He hasn't had a lot on the injury front that I've seen that has affected him all that badly. His offense has started to score a bit better. It was struggling early on.
What's his record now?
9-5.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if he resists the temptation of promoting CJ Stroud for the season. Whether he's game enough just to leave him down there, especially if it comes to a point where he's got to rely on Desmond Ridder or Kenny Pickett in a playoff type start or a very important game. I don't know.
I know what I'd be doing if I had Stroud on my roster.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about your patience.
But I've got him in the other original league, and he's
had a big season for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Better
than yours.
He's got plenty.
Sorry.
He's got plenty of depth on defense to carry the team. Doesn't matter. He could sustain a couple injuries there, and it wouldn't really worry him. Under the way the team's gone and where he stands right now, it'd be hard not to see him in the Titan Bowl playoffs. He'd have to have a massive collapse.
Oh yeah, that definitely.
Well, he's getting like the freight train. He's just coming now. Like every week to week, he's just getting better and better. So,
Look, he had a big week last week.
yeah.
That was his second big one. I think he had another one close to in the 480 area.
He nearly cracked 500. Didn't
I had 500.
He got
Yeah,
500.
that's what I mean.
500.01.
Yeah,
If you
500.01.
go back to the start of the season, the points just weren't there like
No,
now.
So he was struggling.
Yeah, and he's coming along really well now.
Yeah, I gave him a 7.5 out of 10 so far.
Yeah.
Next, Philly Eagles, Robbie, sitting at 7-7 currently. 2,880.29 points and sixth overall currently in scoring. He started off early with a exceptionally high scoring defense, and he built his team around his defense.
Yeah.
But since then, the defense has cooled off, and part of his offense has actually started to play a bit better. He has managed to grab 3 wins, scoring under 400, which, like I said before, those wins are gold.
The wins are
Yeah, definitely gold.
especially in the low scoring games.
Yep.
Yeah.
His major injury was Cameron Hayward, who's pretty much been out since week 1, I think.
Who's he playing for now?
Steelers.
Okay.
Big trade, AJ Brown, paid dividends. But I don't think it's done you any.
I've only had Pickens for 1 week though, and Bosa.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They haven't hurt you at all.
So I'll get him up.
We when he talked about his team, I lost that.
And to help his offense, Addison and Kamara have both started to take off. Kamara come back from his suspension.
Yeah.
He started to become a pretty integral part of the Saints offense.
Except last week.
Oh, he's still got some dump offs and stuff, man. So they all just add points. And probably this is one of the teams on the bottom end of the Titan Bowl playoffs that's probably going to be in that dogfight for the rest of the season, whether they get in or not. Sitting in 5th place right now, so 6 teams go to the Titan Bowl playoffs.
Yeah.
If his defense can start to fire again, he'll be he's competitive, and it's just going to be a long run. Next 14 more games to be decided.
Yeah, well, that's it. We're only halfway through it, so that's
Yep. So I've given Robbie a 6.5 out of 10. Those three low scoring wins are just massive. Like you swing it the other way, and it'd be sitting there at 5-9, 4-10, and up against it.
Yeah, definitely.
Next, yours truly, Staten Island Staples, 6-8, 2,920.73 points, 5th overall in scoring. Good here. Season's been like a bit of a yo-yo so far. Horrible start. Was 1-3 after the first 2 weeks. Then over the next 3 week span, it went 5-1. Since then, it's been 0-4.
You paying your players?
Huh?
You paying your players not to turn up on certain weeks?
No idea. Depth roster's fine. Many trade. I've done a stack of trades. Probably won't do any more now unless I'm ready to start waving the white flag.
I'm trying to build for next year.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the way it is at the moment, I think.
Probably the biggest injury I've had was Matt Judon. My defensive ends were struggling. He was the one guy that I had that was healthy, playing snaps, scoring most weeks. I lost him the week after he scored 55 points. And I don't know if he's coming back or not. It was a bicep injury, but they didn't say he wasn't coming back. So I don't know. The other issue I've had was Justin Fields and Deshaun Watson, both struggling with injuries at the moment. So I'm pretty much down to Kirk Cousins and hoping he doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
Well,
especially if that bullshit again with Bijan.
Mate, all I need is him to get a concussion and I'm stuffed.
Yeah. Well, that's the same with me with
Then
McCaffrey.
Then I'm starting Tyson Bagent.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So currently the only two head-to-head wins I've managed to get were the 2 weeks that I had the highest score in the league. I haven't won a single game otherwise. I've had 4 weeks over 400, 3 weeks under 400. And
so it's either go hard or go home.
One of them barely scraped over 300. So
that was like your stats you said before, where he went good, then went shit, you know, and then he went shit, went good, then went shit again.
Best waiver pickup, probably anyone that was in the position to have picked up Puka.
Yeah,
would have been whoever had that first waiver claim in the first week. It was Puka Nakua. So, overall, I'd say an extremely disappointing team. Was never worthy of the claims of being best in the league, in my opinion.
Oh, man.
Ever.
No.
There was plenty of people saying it too. Best case for this team, sneak into the Titan Bowl playoffs. But possibly wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't get there. I've given it a 5 out of 10 rating.
Just a couple of games, man, we sorted all that. Like, you know, just
couple of games might go the other way too.
Well,
that's good too.
You went bad, then good, then bad. You finished your bad streak, so it must be time to hit the good streak again. You went, what, 5-8, 5-1, you said, or 5-8?
5-1 over 6 weeks.
So why not start it again? You've done 0-4, so.
All right. Buffalo All-Americans.
Oh.
5-9, 2,275.
Huh?
No, something's wrong there.
No, that doesn't sound right. 2,200.
2,759.55. I've slipped an extra 2 in there. 8th overall in scoring. Oh, man. Started the season on fire. 4-0. First 2 weeks. Since then, it's been an absolute train wreck. Made some trades along the way. Some have been right, some have been wrong. But value is in the eye of the beholder. Time will tell. The latest moves work out and certainly looked good last week.
I'll give you a running back.
Yeah, well, I'll stand by my trades.
Oh, I would too.
A lot of people have got perceived value in trades. At the end of the day, one person submits, the other person accepts.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like as I said,
you need it. There's much you can do about it. So.
As I said to you yesterday, like Love and Fields, like Fields has got like 9 more points than Love. You know,
he's not on the field.
If Love scores consistently, I'm happy. You know, he doesn't have to do 50 points a game.
Justin Fields wouldn't be helping you at all right now.
No, no. I'd have both Richardson and bloody.
Well, that's the other thing. Well, you got a tough break there, didn't you? Really.
Key injury, losing Anthony Richardson for the season.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones just been hopeless and shit.
He's picking up though.
Jones.
He's a fucking turd burger.
Honestly, the best thing that could happen to Dave is Daniel Jones gets put on season-ending IR and Tyrod Taylor plays it out because he's better than what Daniel Jones is.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's not close.
No, he was pretty good last year. He got his money. Now he's just an absolute piece of crap.
No, don't get wrong.
Oh,
It
no.
was crap last year
That's
too.
it. But he
Yeah.
actually had consistent numbers, is what I meant.
Yeah, but you're
He
too
didn't-
loyal. That's a problem.
No, he wasn't trying to
No,
win.
I'm not, apparently.
He wasn't the one winning the games last year.
Yeah, right. Oh, fair enough.
Jonathan Taylor and Debo healthy. Debo coming back healthy, hopefully. Jonathan Taylor showed some signs last week. He might be starting to.
Yeah, well, he
His
had
speed back in
over
his legs.
over 100 odd scrimmage yards, so and got what 25, 30 points or something like that.
Yep.
So
Some bad moves. Probably pulling the trigger
way too
quickly.
early. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I know.
Because of some early bad performances. You got to learn to show some patience.
Yeah, right.
The QB issue makes it hard for me to see you get to the Titan Bowl.
Yeah, no.
I'd say
But-
I've resigned to that fact.
But it's not out of the realms of possibility.
Yeah, but if you look at it, if like QBs, if Mahomes goes down, I'm screwed.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a lot of my points gone, and there's no backups.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's the problem.
no,
Like there is no depth.
No.
So that's
No.
the worst, but that could happen to anybody.
So overall, giving Davo a 4.5 out of 10. The reason for the 4.5, it possibly could have been a little bit lower, but he was not a favoured team coming into the season. I had him in bottom 2 of my rankings. So to be where he is right now, he's at least in contention still. So
Yeah.
next up, Chicago Bears, Matt, 5-9, 2,720.27 points, 9th overall in scoring currently, so only one team lower. I've got here if the Stapletons have been disappointing. I'm not sure what this team is. One of the preseason title favourites. It's tough to find words to describe where this team is currently. Overall record paints a far better picture than has really been there for the first half of the season. Injuries were a bit of an issue with Cooper Kupp and the since traded Jonathan Taylor missing a large part of the start of the season. Oh, seriously?
Sorry.
God.
What? You said they're much on it.
Well, the probably the biggest injury right now was Devin Aitchen. He was pretty much guaranteeing 30 points a game till he got hurt and was only a short stint.
What did he get him for? 2, wasn't it?
Huh?
Didn't he have him for 2
2
games?
weeks or
and
something. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be back though.
Well, we come back like that.
Oh, who
What's the
knows?
injury yet?
Huh?
What's the injury you got?
Oh, I didn't even see it. Knee
Oh,
or something.
no,
I don't know. Might be hammy.
Don't know.
Runs too fast.
Couldn't tell you, but it was
I don't know. I can't remember. Probably the position that Matt would be most disenchanted with is his defense. This is a guy that has forever prided himself on having good fantasy defenses, and it's not going well at all. It's
We
been
talked about
pretty
that
ordinary.
when we did the draft night about defense is key, but
This is Matt's usually the first guy to start jumping on defenses.
Yeah, well, that's it. Especially in those other leagues we were in.
Yep.
They were always defensive mindset first up.
But
what's his quarterback situation like?
he's got about 15.
17 of them.
I remember that statement too at the start of the draft night.
The beauty of the situation that he's in, he's 5-9, only 1-2 games away from the 5th, 6th spots, and his team hasn't fired a shot yet. So it's not going to take a lot for him to turn it around. The only problem is he's only broken 400 points twice this season, and is it going to catch fire? Is it ever going to fire? He could easily jump up and very easily be a Titan Bowl playoff contender and title contender. But obviously, a lot of shit's got to change from where it is right now. I'm not trying to offend Matt here by this rating either. But I've given it a 3.5 out of 10. His team's just
There's no cohesion yet. It's
look,
like, you know,
man,
so,
he's seriously lucky to be 5-9.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're just not firing. Plain and simple. So can't do much about that.
No. Green Bay
unfortunate.
Packers 4-10, 2,828.64, and 7th overall in scoring. The auto draft legend returns after a long hiatus
Rounds.
from the fantasy football landscape. Sadly, some critical manager errors have cost him dearly.
In his defense,
That
was he
they
at work though?
Huh?
Well, in his defense though, was he at work or just?
Oh, no. He hasn't managed to find the auto submit roster button, lineup button. Where are we?
Go on, you can pitch that.
So
I just don't want to make too much noise, but
You'll be right.
he's currently sitting in a bit of a precarious position, second last in the standings. The hardest thing right now is knowing which team's going to show up on a weekly basis. 1 week he's close to 500 points. Next week he can't get up. He's barely scraping over 300 points. Unlike Spirit's team, this team's the polar opposite. Spirit's team, you know what you're getting pretty much every week. Somewhere between probably 410 to 440 area. Paddy's team seriously could bust 500 or
bust 300
or 350.
Yeah.
So the quarterback position's his biggest issue. Kyler Murray looks like he might be getting close to coming back. I don't think it'll be in the next couple of weeks. I think Matt mentioned about week 10 today. That's probably pretty close to the mark.
He's a midget anyway.
Tore his ACL in December last year, I think it was. I'd be very surprised if he come back quicker than week 10.
He's the shortest quarterback in the league.
Probably.
He wouldn't be far off it.
him and Bryce Young now.
Bryce Young's not very big. And Bryce Young can't run. Major injury is Justin Jefferson, obviously, and Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Mike Williams would have had a good season in that Chargers offense this year.
Jefferson was going really well too.
But Mike Williams has never been able to be healthy for longer than about 4 weeks. So, his 2 quarterbacks have been very hit and miss, Dak and Baker.
Dak's been terrible.
Oh,
like
Dak's just being Dak.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Dak is what Dak is. He's never been any different.
I thought he was actually a pretty good quarterback, but he's position-wise and points-wise, he's shit.
And then
simple.
Paddy's biggest problem is his defense. He needs some production out of the defense, and that I'd say that's probably what's happening with the point fluctuations. He's getting defensive help some weeks, and then other weeks it's gone.
So you got anybody playing New York Giants this week? Isn't that the one where you start everybody?
If you got,
still the case?
And
just a little tip: if you've got a defensive lineman, start him against the Giants and the Commanders.
Yeah,
said Redskins.
The Redskins. It's the same.
So
I didn't believe in that.
Speaking of Redskins,
Right.
there's apparently they're going to sue the NFL for the change.
Which one?
For the change in the name. They want it back to the Redskins.
Who does?
The
Commanders?
Native Americans.
Native Americans, mate.
Yeah, that's me.
Because
the Apaches and all them.
Well, they viewed it as it was done in honor.
Yeah, it's
the
logo is actually of a
but did they
Native American Indian.
NFL just say we're going to do it.
No, I don't know. There was outside sources
That's
pressuring.
what I mean. Yeah.
Who knows?
Just like that bullshit vote we had. Sorry, but yeah. Can't do that, I suppose, politically.
Look, Paddy can definitely still make a Titan Bowl run. But he definitely needs some defensive help. I don't know where you're going to get that from right now because there's some stuff on waivers, but
you go on waivers and there's nothing.
Oh,
I've checked.
there's cornerbacks and stuff that you can rotate in and out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, actually depth-wise, looking at the
Yep.
waivers, there's not a lot. I checked that today when I got sniped by Mr. Bulldogs himself. Again.
I'll give Paddy a 3.5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah.
I didn't have as big a rating on him heading into the season as what I did on Matt. And they're similar records. Probably performing. I think Pat's team's probably performed a little bit better on occasions, but just consistency.
Now, what are we up to?
Last one.
One left.
This would have to be the dumpster fire, is it?
The Miami Dolphins, Jared. 2,703.13. 10th overall in scoring. Was the preseason favourites to take out the top pick in the draft and the supposed clown suit. They've so far lived up to the hype. First couple of weeks were pretty solid. I think early on he had about an 8-10 all-play record. So 2 weeks in, he was actually looking slightly better.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's gone to absolute shit since then. He's been 0-10 since then. With a 10-35 all-play record.
Wow.
What's the percentage though? Like when you said before, when he's starting his players, what was his percentage? Do you remember?
No, I don't know. Not much.
7%
Well,
or?
it's in the mid-70s or something.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's not. He's not leaving a heap of points behind.
No, so I was just checking.
A couple of injuries haven't helped. Joe Burrow.
Ugh.
I don't know what to think of him. Between that and some horribly inconsistent play from Calvin Ridley and Garrett Wilson and Amari Cooper not being consistent, but not necessarily because of their own faults. It's because of pathetic quarterback play that they've got.
Yeah.
Well, the Raiders are copping that too. He sucks.
Well, Hoyer.
He's terrible.
Getting back to that Joe Burrow, did he sign a contract in the off season for
Just a little one.
only a little
not
one?
Much.
Yeah, only a little
Not
one.
much.
So
Yeah,
only
not
about
much at all.
55 million a year or something.
There seems to be a common denominator with that, isn't it? These guys that are signing contract extensions for a certain amount of dollars and then not performing that next season. I mean, you look at Nick Bosa, he signed that big contract, not living up to the hype.
Didn't have anything?
A few other guys, there's a lot of that. A lot of that seems to be happening.
And that was the funny part because I tipped Cincy as my team to win the Super Bowl this
So
year.
do I.
A load of shit.
Guess what? They still can.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I thought they'd be a lot better than what they are.
No one would tip them right now, but they can definitely still win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's not over for Jared. He can mathematically still make the Titan Bowl playoffs.
So you're telling me there is a chance?
No, it's
You
not.
got
Probably the only team right now that can't do it. His best chance would be try and build up his team a little bit and try and have a crack at the Titanic Bowl.
The only way you're going to get that is by trades because
Mate, he hasn't got enough there to trade.
No, but that's what I mean. But like depth charts, I've looked at 64 players on the depth charts looking through players, and there's nothing there.
so
like,
his team's sinking, and he didn't even hit an iceberg.
No.
So
But
just
it's bad.
just to give you how bad of an idea, or like how bad his team's gone since week 2. I said before, Joey's averaging 467.39.
He's going to have a bad week this week. So
He's nearly 100 points a game behind him at 375.14 over the same period.
Yeah.
So what was I in that one?
You're a scotch higher.
I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't be far. I wouldn't be far higher, but I realise that. But
380.16.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway.
Well, not to matter.
All right.
What's this week?
Now we quickly race through the games for this week.
Well, Joey's going to have a shocker. That's all I'm going to say.
What's he playing you, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's really playing each other. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but he's on fire.
Oh, look at that. Game of the week. Akron Pros and the Providence Steamrollers.
We haven't got good matchups this week either.
Well, according to Fantasy Sharks, this will be a close game. They're tipping a 3-point margin. in Joey's favour.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, but the matchups this week are not good, like for the players I've got, and yeah. So
The Chiefs are playing the Broncos, for fuck's sake, man. That's not a
Nah.
bad matchup.
no, but I mean, like defensive wise, the players are just
Um,
like depth wise, it's to who to start, who not to start is the
What-
problem.
what do you have down for this, Davo?
I've actually got Providence, mate, to win that. Me kiss of deaths. So, I mean, it's close. I had a look at that
Yeah, it will be
earlier.
a close game.
So I've just.
I can see it going one way or the other. It's going to be close, or it's going to be a blowout one way or the other.
I'll go Akron.
Like honestly, so
Oh, no, I've gone Providence.
I'll tip Akron. He's just going too well at the moment.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't
When-
look stopping.
I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends up 2-0, 1-1.
Yeah.
Probably two of the highest scoring games, teams for the week.
Like I said, I can just see it either being a really good scramble, or it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. So,
Yep.
to be honest,
All right, Buffalo All Americans up against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Davo.
I've actually gone myself, eh?
Well, you got to have some faith in yourself.
Yeah,
If
mate.
you haven't, no one else is going to give it to you.
Oh, yeah, I got a few there.
Yep.
But, I got a couple there I like, you know. I've got players there that are scoring consistent now, so I'm happy with that.
Fantasy Sharks don't agree with you, mate.
No, I know they don't. I've seen that one. That's
I can't work them fellas out sometimes.
But they don't get it right very often either.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't work them fellas out.
as you say, you can't pick defense on here though.
I'd say Robbie. No offense, mate.
Oh, none take it, mate.
Probably doing you a favour doing that anyway.
Yeah.
I think with your team, it's either just going to be they all play well or they're not.
That's it,
That
mate.
seems the way it is.
That's it.
So, and Robbie's is the same though. He gets some good points and then he'll have some shit points. So if his team fires, it could be. And yours,
Yeah, he got to the stage a few weeks ago. It was just like, nah, fuck it.
Robbie's
We'll see
team
what
hasn't
happens.
fired for a couple of weeks.
That's what I mean.
So he is due.
yeah, but I mean, like you get the right matchups, and anything can happen.
Well, he hasn't
Who's
broken
Philly playing
400,
this
and he's managed to pinch 2 wins in the last 2 weeks. So
week? Who's Philly playing
hey,
this week?
let's take some words of our other potty stars. You the Jew or you're not, mate.
yeah. I don't think I'm not. So yeah, we gave selections there, didn't we?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, Dirter's on him, and
All right. Staten Island Stapletons up against the Canton Bulldogs.
man,
I don't know.
I can't see.
Fuck. This is scores.
I'm only just looking at the lineups, and I haven't got what years I got, but
There's a
I
preview
don't know,
page.
man.
Fantasy Sharks likes both of our teams this week.
Yep. There's flies dick in it on both of them.
Big aren't going to play.
What is it? 363.78 to 360.06.
This one I can see going either way, to be honest.
I just can't have faith.
But Jake's on a roll, so that's the problem.
No, I got no faith in you either, Pete. I've gone for Jakey.
Jake's on a dead set roll.
No, I'd have to tip Jake. I can't.
Yeah. If I saw the lineups, like who was playing who would be different. I can't see that though. So, like, has he got any favourable matchups this week? Like,
Oh, no idea.
no, that's what I mean.
We're
Like,
not looking at that.
No, I'm not going that far into it.
No, I just.
But yeah, Fantasy Sharks reckons 3 points. I don't know about that. We'll see. I'll be just happy if my team actually turns up and scores some points this week.
I'm happy if my team scores 350.
What?
I'll be happy if my team scores 350. That's all right. That's the minimum I want them to score.
I got no comment. I don't think
I
he's
got
scored.
none either.
I don't think he's
You've got
scored
no-
over 350 this year.
No, I'm saying I'm happy if they do. That's the target score to me. It's
What
350.
in the first half?
Yeah.
Oh,
He had that nearly at half time the other day.
Yeah,
well, the
that's
worst
all
part
right.
is I'm back at work now, which sucks. So I can just go off the comments on the chat.
Oh,
That's the reason I can't see the games. So
Watch
where I
them.
go, there's no
You can watch
service.
like 40-minute games when you get
but I
home.
mean, like when I'm at work, I can't.
When you
see
get
them.
home, you can watch them.
Yeah, but when you're live and you're seeing everybody comment, you think, what are they talking about?
I know.
Because phone service sucks where we are. So.
So we're all on Jake.
Yep.
Sorry, mate.
All right. New Orleans Saints and Chicago Bears. Holy Christ.
What's this say about this?
Well,
I can't see this being.
according to this, Spirit's going to gutter stomp Matt.
My suspicions, I thought that's what they might have said.
Mm.
What is that? That's 70 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he must be missing some players.
Who?
Matt.
Matt. Yeah.
I'd say he must be missing some players because that's a huge score difference. I don't think I've seen him that big. 60-point difference, pretty much.
Nobody else has got that.
No, not even Rainsford. I think Spirit will probably win.
I think we're all in unison, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
He's just been consistent,
Spirit,
man.
yeah,
And Matt's team hasn't.
Matt's team's just
Actually, I'll tell a lie. Matt's team has been consistent. That's the problem.
consistently terrible.
And
in scoring wise.
No, but I mean points wise, they're just not firing.
No, he's just until he starts firing, it's hard to tip.
You can't do anything about it. So.
Yeah. All right.
This one will be interesting.
Dolphins Packers.
This will be very.
Two buddies up against each other. Fancy Sharks has got the Packers as a pretty comfortable favourite.
Really?
About a 30-point favourite.
Yeah, right. Surprising, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm going Packers this time.
You're not going to give Jared.
No, I'm not. Sorry, Jared. I'm not going that way again, mate. You burnt me last week.
Have we nearly all picked the same? Not
Pretty
far
much.
off.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think there was one different for me.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Yes.
And
I
mine.
took
He
Akron.
took Akron. He took me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've got to go Pat. It's hard.
Jared's team just, I don't know. Like it's like Matt's team.
And
just
mine.
gotta
You
wonder.
took Robbie.
Look. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is an avenue where Jared can win this game, but Joe Burrow needs to become Joe Burrow.
When's he going to be Joe Burrow? Has he even started yet?
Not Daniel Jones.
Wow.
I'll tip Paddy. So.
Yep, I'll tip Paddy. Hey, I think I should change his name, Kiss of Death, to Keno, because I'm getting 3 out of.
Not Keno.
I'm getting 3 out of 5, and that's a payout on Keno.
You should get roulette, not Keno.
We'll just call you 60%.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mr. 60.
2/3.
I was going to say 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know.
Yep.
All right.
Righto.
We've had this go
We're going long.
fairly long. Yeah.
No bets this week, mate?
Oh, yeah. You can
No,
throw
I
your
got
bets
nothing.
in. I've got nothing. Go for it.
Yeah, I just had a 6-leg multi.
Yep.
I've just taken the Eagles head-to-head. Eagles, Indy, Jags, Texans, Seattle, and Baltimore.
So you've backed half the league.
Well, it's true.
What's the prices on that?
Give me $12.88, and I just had a $12 bonus bet up there. So
Something lost previously.
yeah, it did. And if it gets up, I mean, there's $142 there. So
Fair enough.
And I just had a 3-legger of Indy, Jacksonville, and the Texans at 1-13 to win their games, and
All the overs and unders.
that was 13.48 between the three of them.
Yeah.
Boosted it up to 15, just over 15.62, and it was $15 sitting there, so 2.34 if that gets up. So hopefully it can.
Fair enough.
I'll give you a tip when Pete's horses run.
No. Well, here we go. We'll see who watched the end. The name of the horse is She's Exotic.
She's exotic.
Yeah.
That'll tell us who saw the end of it.
Just to give you some background on that, fellas, Pete's in a syndicate with myself and my family. We've had horses for years, and even Dave knows this as well. So we just decided to buy a share in one and have some fun, see how it goes, and see what happens.
Getting trained in Tamworth
Tamworth, it's
by
Cold
Cody
Shell.
Morgan.
Yeah, so
He's recently trimmed down to 25 runners from
60 horses.
66, I think it was,
Yeah,
and
so,
she made the cut. So
yeah. That's just a bit of background on that, in case you were wondering.
So actually, how long's that been since you've been owning horses?
Well,
It'll be 20-something years, 25 years?
Well, Joint Crew was the first ever one in Yeppoon. So we named everybody from their first initial.
And that
So
was
that
it. That was
was-
about what 99, 98, something
Yeah,
like
no, it would have been 99 because I was in Emerald in 99. So
that. Mm.
yeah, we just had horses every now and again. So
Yep.
had some good ones. Yeah, had some fun. So yeah, so but thanks for having me, gentlemen.
No worries,
Pleasure.
man.
No worries,
Thanks
mate.
for coming on.
No problems.
All right, guys. Good luck this week. Good
Yep.
luck to everyone that's watching.
Thanks
If
for
you're not watching, I hope you lose.
Yeah. Go to hell.
That's a way to end it, Pete.
Yeah. All good, guys.
Right, mate.
Righto, mate.
Thanks, eh?
There's a.
See ya.
See you next week.